What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Chiefs fans, real Cowboys fans, stand up. And you're now tuned into the Cowboys Fans Only channel. So if you're new, do your boy a huge favor. Comment, like, subscribe. Somewhere down there, somewhere down there, somewhere down there, right? And be sure to turn on the notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys content. Also, follow your boy on Twitter at JTuck151. And of course, CowboysFansOnly.com, and use the code CFOGAME to get your 10% off. I just fully restocked the merch store, man. So go ahead, get your Christmas shopping out early. Like, do your Black Friday shopping early, so that way you ain't got to worry about it, and you can give your Cowboys Christmas gifts out early, man. CFO gang, but I appreciate all the support. So tonight we got a real special guest. As you guys know, this is Chiefs week, and so I reside here in Kansas City, so I had a lot of special people on. And this girl here, man, she's special as well. She's definitely killing it, and she's one of the people I noticed earlier on. Before I even started this whole YouTube thing, she built her own network. She was going back and forth on Twitter. Like, she was really doing her thing and getting it out the mud. And that's something I definitely respect. Independence, free thought, all that stuff, grind, effort. So CFO gang, I like to welcome to the show my girl, Notorious GAT in the building. What's going on?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. That was a hell of an intro. Like, a lot to live up to in that moment there.
I set the bar high, so you gotta live up to it. No, but for real talk, you definitely live up to it. Like I said, I've been watching you for a while, doing your thing on Twitter, building your own independence, and I just love everything you do. So I definitely had to bring you on. Now, as y'all see, she's a Chiefs fan, y'all. So, it is what it is. She's not one of us, but she's definitely gonna bring some great content. But, I know you have the KCPN network. Before we dive in, let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm on KC GAT pretty much everywhere, I guess, including Cash App. But that's like the new thing, to just give out your Cash Apps and everything. I'm like, yeah, that's great for my sports opinions. Go for it.
Right. Cash Apper, y'all. Go ahead, Cash. Hey, listen, y'all, I got a Cash App because people are like, yo, Tuck, I want to donate to the channel. Can I Cash App you? I'm like, sure. And I was getting Cash Apps, and I didn't even know how to work. I'm like, how do I get the money off? Like,
right.
I feel like I'm technology savvy when it comes to stuff like this, but those little things, it's not my forte.
Yeah, it's a lot of promotions, a lot of all that. Just monetize what you're doing, and that's already what you do. I mean, it looks incredible, and you talk about what I've been doing. Talk about starting something because you know that you love it so much that it won't be a labor. It'll be something that you actually love doing. So, yeah. Absolutely. Even though it's the Cowboys.
We're going to talk about that. But yeah, and for everyone who's like, man, I want to get started, I want to do this podcasting thing or blogging or whatever, just be passionate about it. Like, find something you're passionate about and it never feels like work. And you just go from there and you build as you go. But I want to talk about something because we follow each other on Twitter, right? And I saw something yesterday. It says, and I quote, 2 of the NFL's best quarterbacks will take center stage Sunday in Kansas City. Dak Prescott and Pat Mahomes have plenty of respect for each other. And you tweeted Mahomes and who else? So I'm gonna hit you
I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions.
Hit you with the Drewski. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I think Dak has had a lot of setbacks on and off throughout his career, and he hasn't had that proper moment to shine. I get that Mahomes walked into an Alex Smith-led team, back-to-back playoff appearances, all of that, and he walked into a very, what some would say, cushy situation. But at the same time, people have to remember that Chiefs fans were like, wait, so we're going to the playoffs and we're actually going to win, and it's been a new thing for us, right? So comparing everyone back and forth, I think it's overdone. I feel like if you're going to have a young quarterback conversation, I don't really think Dak is the one that I would compare to the best QBs in the league, but that's just me being very, very biased, and I think it's going to be a great game no matter what, because regardless of your opinions on Dak, he's got a heart bigger than I think Texas maybe. And I think he's just going out there week after week trying to prove himself. And that's dangerous. When you got somebody out there that has a lot to prove and a fan base that I think you guys are never satisfied. I don't know what it is, but it's no matter what you do, it's never going to be enough. So Dak knows that as a Dallas quarterback, you have to know that, right?
Yeah. It's never going to be enough. I mean, and Dak really learned that his rookie season, right? He won an 11-game winning streak, took us to the playoffs and everything think that's not enough. I want the old guy back. I want the old thing back, right? So Cowboys fans, because I know that some players had some things to say about Chiefs fans. I was like, you know what? Cowboys fans, sometimes we're a little toxic, but it's just the passion that both of the fan bases bring. So you mentioned your quarterback, Pat Mahomes, and, you know, I had Dia Wall on my channel the other day, Brian B. Shine, and also Darren Smith, and we do this thing called Tell the Tape, right? And so what I was trying to explain was, based on 2021, as where we currently stand, that Dak Prescott has played a lot better football than Pat Mahomes. I didn't say he was the better quarterback or the better player, but let me get your thoughts. Now, I'll say this, tread lightly, because Cowboys Nation has been roasting my guy Darren Smith nonstop still to this day. The comments are still coming in. I love Darren. I love Darren too. And Darren was like, "You better call your dogs off."
Of anyone, he can handle it. Like
I like, hey Darren, once the dogs now release the hounds, it's not like I can't call them back. I can't whistle them back. So let me get your thoughts on Pat Mahomes and how he's been playing thus far leading up to this point.
That's the thing about where Pat is right now. You look at he steps into the arena 2017. He goes in and he sits bench and he comes out, has that great debut against the Broncos. And then he is Mr. Superstar from then on, right? He goes out and starts, he has this like phenomenal start to his very rookie, very, very green time. And then he like buys part of the Royals, has a women's soccer team, has a baby, gets engaged. Like there's like 900 things. You see him on every commercial.
And Whataburger.
And Whataburger. And it's like flooded around Lee Summit. I guess everyone in Lee Summit has gone to that Whataburger. And it's just a lot of hype in a very short amount of time. And I feel like when you go from being a Big 12 quarterback at Texas Tech, that people are like, he's just all arm. He doesn't have any actual like translation to the NFL. A lot of people have doubted him along this way so far. So for him to have a little bit of a rocky start, I think that's human. And I think that he is getting to the point where it's feeding him now. There's a lot of like back and forth things about this Chiefs and saying that we have a toxic fan base, and there's just like all this drama going on for no reason. And I think it kind of got in everyone's head a little bit, whether they want to admit that any of that affects them in the locker room or not. Like the media and everything around it can really and truly affect players and coaches and all of it. So getting out ahead of that and really being like as solid as Pat Mahomes is, I think that's really helped him out advantage-wise. He doesn't take it too seriously. He doesn't pay attention to the internet. And that could really go a long ways for a lot of our other guys. Because if you're just wrapped up in what the fans say, I mean, look what happened to KD. He was like busted using burner accounts, like defending himself. And it's like, I would rather have a quarterback that just abstains from the general conversation of things and rises above it. And I think we've seen him kind of bounce back a little bit. But he was making some really questionable throws. There's some questionable play calling. And I think all in all, we just weren't really meshing well on offense for a while. And we just saw that game. And I mean, come on, if anyone's going to get like beat up and we can all laugh about it, it's the Raiders. Like nobody likes them. Nobody like feels sorry about it. I'm sure Amari Cooper could tell you about his time on the Raiders. And that was another thing that I saw that with him being out, it's like, you know, we always want to see the best of our opponent, and that was kind of sad to see him not going to be in there. But I think on offense, we didn't get OBJ, but that's okay. We've got plenty of weapons, and I'd like to see Josh Gordon maybe step up a little bit. I don't know, like get back out there and do something.
Yeah, I mean, because I know a lot of people were high on Josh Gordon coming in, but I think that's just because he was going to fill a void for what Kansas City was missing. I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs fans, they want another outside wide receiver outside of Tyreek Hill and also Travis Kelce to kind of add that extra layer of dimension and depth. But I don't think that Josh Gordon is the guy that we saw way back in Cleveland that everyone is loving.
Okay.
I just don't think he's ever going to turn around. Now, he might make a few splash plays here and there, but personally, I kind of been out on Josh Gordon for a while. But let me ask you this.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't see. Now he might.
I respect it though.
He might turn around, but you know, I just don't see it happening. But let me ask you this. So you mentioned how the Chiefs had kind of got off to a rocky start offensively. What do you think was leading to that? Do you think it's a combination of just Pat playing a little bit more chaotic, having the turnovers? Do you think it's scheme-wise, personnel? What do you think really added to why the Chiefs got off to a rocky start until last Sunday versus the Raiders?
I think the big difference was our O-line stepping up a little bit more. Creed Humphreys had some pretty solid games. And you saw on Monday Night Football, he had like one of the highest PFF ratings. And that was a really great start. But it's like our defense had to step up and make some huge plays for our offense to even feel comfortable being on the field. But for a while, we were going like 3 and out. I'm like, wait, what happened there?
Right.
And our O-line, I mean, since I was a kid, I've always wondered why teams spend so much money on a quarterback and then they don't spend the money around them to protect them. And Pat was getting like maybe 1 or 2 seconds when it's like he did not have time to really set his offense for a while. And then it was just miscommunication. It really looks like, I mean, Kelsey and Hill were both sloppy on the field and we had no idea why. So I don't know if that was just a difference of play calling or if it was just like they were ad-libbing it at the end and it just kind of like looked all very fumbled and jumbled together. But it really looked like something had clicked and something had changed this last game. So I'm very happy to have that. But our O-line has just been really shoddy, and to not have time to get out of the pocket at all. I mean, that's where Mahomes thrives. Doing those trick plays and ridiculous shit that we see time and time again. It's like, okay, what is he going to do now? And sometimes it's cute. I think we were getting a little too cute on play calling there for a while. When we were trying to do like random, like Kelsey coming in as quarterback. And I mean, the Tommy Townsend thing was incredible. But we're able to do that against the Raiders. You know, we're not able to do that when we're not completely meshing on offense. So I really want to get back to the basics this game and really see a lot from our run game too. That would be really nice to kind of take relief from.
Yeah, because I know the sentiments from a lot of Chiefs fans coming from the Super Bowl last year to this season that the offensive line had been revamped. I mean, you add Orlando Brown, you add some extra additional pieces. It just hasn't worked out in your favor. So do you think that the idea that the NFL has caught up with Kansas City is playing a factor? Or do you think it's just been self-inflicted wounds on the Chiefs' behalf and eventually you guys will be able to flip the switch, probably not on Sunday, but after that, to get back on track and reestablishing yourself as the dominant team that we've seen the past 2 to 3 seasons?
I remember the situation back when Kaepernick was with San Francisco and he was pretty brand new, came in and was like really like Hot Wheels style and just all over the place. And everyone's like, this is football. Like, where did this come from? But he was figured out very quickly. I don't think anyone's figured out Mahomes. I think he's been caught a little bit off guard and he hasn't been on his A game as much. He's taken responsibility for a lot of it. And I'm like, what is he, like 26 years old? The kid's just like, I mean, he's going on and on and on about how it's on him and these losses are on him. And then Kelsey stepped up and taken all that flack too. But it's really come down to a lot of the, I think, time management and the tiny little play. It all goes down to the details. And if we can't make those conversions on 3rd down, and if we're getting all cute and stuff and we're racking up plays for no reason and getting pushed back behind the line of scrimmage, that adds up. And all those little things add up. And that's what I think that we've been kind of being sloppy with on the games that I mean, a lot of people thought that we're going to go, 20-0. And that was the whole like narrative before. And I'm like, what is wrong with you guys?
A lot of these new age Chiefs fans that kind of jumped on when Mahomes came and everything got really cute. It's like, okay, we're going to win 20-0. We're not going to lose a game. Like
where did that come from?
Bandwagon. Welcome to the fun table, right? That's what always
you're a Cowboys fan. You know about that.
You know about come that. Out the woodworks like Cowboys Nation, like on Twitter, you'll see a bunch of random new people like, hey, give me a follow. I'm like, where was you last year?
Yeah.
We had Dalton, Andy Dalton out there, and so everybody wants to be a part of what's happening. Now you got Trey Songz out there at your games and all sorts of stuff going on.
And it's causing fights. I don't know. It's been crazy. Yeah, we got crazy. Anthony Sherman coming back this game, and he's going to be on the drum. I hope that he doesn't wear a shirt at all, and it's just overalls. And it's like, the kind of camaraderie that surrounds the Chiefs and Chiefs fans in general, we're not used to this. So when people are like, act like you've been there before, we haven't. People are going to act like this.
They don't know better. Right.
Yeah, and you guys, it's old hat for a lot of Cowboys fans, and I think the Cowboys being the greatest show on turf was such a thing for us growing up, and so it's the nostalgia. But with the Cowboys, nostalgia has really impeded your guys' progress over the years, but I think it's no longer really being an issue. You know, with Dak, they're moving forward, they're thinking ahead. And it's going to be a really big battle. Like I always say Chiefs by 100, right? I'm like sitting here like, I'll just do my Chiefs predictions, say Chiefs by 100. It's super easy. No, this is going to be intense. And we're no longer seeing the Chiefs that could just skate by on having Mahomes. And that is the one thing that they have figured out is that there are a couple weaknesses that Mahomes has. And, you know, when you get, our defense has just been, our secondary, I don't know what's going on with it half the time. I really do miss that veteran kind of leadership that Eric Berry provided back there. And you can see that there's like hints of it in Honey Badger, but it's just like to even care about social media as much as I think in the actual playing season, it's so unnecessary for players to be on there. But I know that it's a really nice tool to like get the fans hyped up and to like actually do great things, because I think we've all seen the benefit of social media. It's also easy to just criticize because we've been in a down, like we're slump a little bit. And, coming back and winning against the Raiders, if we would have lost that game, you would have seen Chiefs Twitter on fire at that point.
Oh, yeah. That was going to be the breaking point. Like those rivalry games, Chiefs and Raiders in Vegas for the first time. Like, if you guys were late, because I was out there when you guys played versus the Giants, and I was like, this doesn't look like the Chiefs I know. So I knew that just having that rivalry, it was going to be a make or break game versus the Raiders, and you guys definitely did turn it on. Now, as far as Chiefs fans are concerned, has the tide really turned? Okay, now you feel like you're back to last year, you're back to the previous year, or do you still need to kind of wait and see what happens on Sunday before you can really start beating on your chest and say, okay, this is the Chiefs team that I know?
Yeah, we always have to wait till after the game's done. I mean, it's wild because I think I went to the Cowboys game 2009, and that ended up being a double overtime. And
that was the Miles Austin, right?
Yeah, that was the most intense game. And then it was 2013. I think it was the season opener. And then I don't remember if we won or not, but it was one of those.
You guys did. Yeah. I talked about that story the other day because my friends, we went on party bus to Arrowhead, and after that game, they left me stranded at Arrowhead. So,
oh my gosh, it's terrible.
Yeah, terrible friends. So,
I hope you don't talk to them anymore.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. So, so you guys did win that game, and then was it 2017 was when you guys came to Dallas. So
right, and I've always wanted to go to Jerry World. I think it's an incredible. The K-State's played there multiple times, and I just haven't made it down there. But it looks like an incredible stadium. You said something about parking only being $50 here. I'm like, it used to be $17. What are you talking about?
Right. Oh, like, if you pay $50 for parking at Jerry's World, you're gonna walk almost 4 to 5 miles. Like you're parking like at a McDonald's up the street. Like it's just ridiculous.
But they pay the prices. Like there's never a game where Cowboys Stadium is empty, and I'm like, the tickets are insane. I was looking at tickets just at Arrowhead, and I have a great friend that works in ticketing, and so I'm like, I can always like try to get something. Minimum was like $300-400, and I was like, oh, okay. This is what happens when the Cowboys come to town.
Right.
The cold's not deferring anyone. Like, they are out there.
Yeah, exactly. I bought my tickets for the game when they first came out, and I'm just like, man, it's a little bit different, because normally I'm able to go to Chiefs games and spend like $200, and that was not the case for Sunday, so I'm definitely going to make the most of it. So you mentioned your defense, Tyrann Mathieu, the secondary.
Yeah.
Now, normally the Chiefs don't have the greatest of defense, but they've been sustainable, the previous year. So what do you think the biggest difference is? I've heard in conversations that maybe it's Chris Jones moving more to the outside versus playing the 3-tech inside. But what is your thoughts of why the Chiefs defense really isn't playing up to their typical standard?
First, I love Chris Jones inside. I want him to stay inside. I think he makes bigger plays, but when you look at the whole scheme of things, there's been Dan Sorensen. Shannon Sharp. When Shannon Sharp gets to you, you fucked up. Or you've done something great. Like either way, that it's going to be like a moment of conversation. And so between Sorensen just getting completely and totally destroyed, we've had Chris Jones in and out. We've had Frank Clark, obviously, with his some off-field issues as well. Whatever. Like I'm all for if you need a gun, whatever. But
the whole Lambo, right?
Yeah, it's like I had a Lambo, I feel like I'd have an Uzi too. Right, you have to have both, right?
It sounds like a rap album, man. Like Uzi out the Lambo or something.
I'm waiting for 2 Chainz to drop that one. Right. Him and Frank Clark can do a collab. I'm here for it. But no, it'd just be incredible to see us come back and have a complete shutout. But we keep getting ran through. It's just embarrassing at points. And communication on defense, of course, but Chris Jones and Frank Clark, they have just fed off of each other anytime that they're able to play together, and it's not injuries or gun problems on stopping them from that. So Snead has been really, really crucial for the last couple of games. There's a huge article that came out, the Kansas City Star today, about how Snead is breaking generational curses by not being the one in prison. I guess his family comes from a long line of crime in prison. It's just and he had this emotional thing out there, and I'm like, damn, this is intense. But it's just anytime that these guys are playing with a bigger purpose and a more of a communication on defense, it's always great. And Spags, I was so rude to Bob Sutton for the longest time, right? But it is not easy being defensive coordinator in the NFL these days, because you come out against a lot of these hotshot quarterbacks that you never know what's going to happen. You've got offensive coordinators coming in doing crazy back in the day Chip Kelly shit, and you never know what's going to happen. But you got to be able to adjust on defense, and we were not making adjustments for the longest time. We were just this seems to be working, and I'm like, if Twitter can see it, if the fans can see it on an outside, there's some issues here.
Right.
Yeah, and you just wonder if it's like injuries, if they're trying to like hold some people back or trying to preserve them. But the longer season, I'm not sure if they're just like, hey, we don't need to play these guys, like let's just wait them. But we still have to win the games in the meantime. So I don't really understand the logic behind that either. I'd really like to see some great stoppage from the defense this week and kind of make a statement. But with the Cowboys being so strong on all, I don't know. It's going to be a fun game. I'm excited for it either way, but it's like, this is going to be all out. I feel like it's going to be a shootout.
I feel like it is. Now, since Mari Cooper is going to be out, we're going to be kind of limited. So I know a lot of Chiefs fans were like, Tuck, now
but by a little bit.
Just a little bit. Like, it's not going to be the same. We're not going to have the full clip in the Uzi, but we're still going to have some bullets. You're right. You know what I'm saying? So
damn it.
Yeah, so we'll still be able to shoot. So we'll be able to add Cedric Wilson out there. We'll still have Michael Gallup now coming back. And then we also have, of course, CeeDee Lamb. But I also going to open
CeeDee
up.
Lamb, I mean, how can you not just be like, look at his season?
Right.
Look at him in general. It's just like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm jealous, but
it also opens up opportunities for Dalton Schultz, our tight end, as well. So, I feel like we still have the capability. But me personally, I feel like in the history from watching the Chiefs here, being in Kansas City.
You're here.
Yeah, if we can get the run game going, then that's when the defense really starts to rail and starts to fold.
Yeah.
And so using Ezekiel Elliott, using Tony Pollard, there's a possibility we're going to have our left tackle and Tyron Smith back. So having our full offensive line back for the first time this season could definitely give us an advantage point. And then just running the rock, and getting you guys off balance, and then utilize our wide receivers. So the Chiefs and Spags, you guys like to blitz a lot, play a lot of man-to-man coverage, and so it's going to open up those opportunities, which I feel like Dak and our wide receivers going to be able to take advantage. Now, I want to talk about our players. Now, I'm a KU guy, so you know how things work here, right? We don't mess with Mizzou, right? But
nobody likes Mizzou.
One of my favorite players in the draft, coming out of the draft, was your middle linebacker Nick Bolton, which I thought was a steal for you guys. Tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about Nick Bolton and what he means to this defense thus far.
I think every single time that we see him go on the field, he takes himself seriously. And to have that young of a guy come out and really take this to the point where we're like, hey, everything is elevated. He seems to somehow do better than he has done every single game. I'm interested to see how he goes up against Dallas, because just having I've seen Dallas on and off this season, and if especially if Ezekiel Elliott comes out in the crop top, for some reason that just activates a superpower,
right?
And it's I know that's just go off time for him. But with Bolton, you have so many guys that come out of college and they try to transition to the NFL, and they're big and bad in college, and you see them and you're like, all right, maybe we'll see. I watched Drew Lock in high school and then at Mizzou, and then he goes to the Broncos. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Right. But you see these guys that have the longevity and they keep getting better. I'm excited for the future for that kid. He's got a lot of talent.
Outstanding. He's very cerebral. I know the biggest knock on him is he's too short. There was this whole
I
heard
the word football IQ, but he's at this different IQ.
He has a different football IQ, and he's collision. He's very heavy. He likes to get up there and get dirty, and I love everything about Nick Bolton. He was, like I said, he was definitely a great addition. Now, I know your other linebackers and Gay and also and Anthony Hitchens was the former Cowboy.
Yeah.
So I feel like once again,
thank you.
Yeah. So I think he was the one who really started that whole.
He said that the toxic thing. I'm we're toxic. You were at the Cowboys.
Anthony Hitchens, you know better, bro, because you seen toxic, you seen a high level of it. But I feel like also we can take advantage of your linebacker core. So looking at it from the Chiefs standpoint, so I'm not going to keep you all nice Friday.
Oh, that's fine. So, you're good.
But looking at it from the Chiefs standpoint, what is your keys to victory of how you would attack the Dallas Cowboys and get the win on Sunday?
A lot of people would say Dan Sorensen not playing.
Right.
That's number one on everyone's hit list. After that interception, I think he's fixed. He's fine. Our secondary really has to step up this time. If we just keep getting ran through, if we keep letting these guys just completely make fools of us at Arrowhead, especially, that's going to be really frustrating to watch. With Mahomes, he's going to be able to see downfield. He's been kind of stopped a little bit. He's had to scramble a lot. Giving him time is going to be huge. When you mentioned Willie Gay, and he stepped up a lot, and he was making some really big plays, and he was a huge part of our defense that subsided a little bit. Arrowhead brings out the best in everyone when they're on the Chiefs, obviously. So this is just going to be a game of I think the fan, for lack of better terms, will be the 12th man in this situation. The fans will be out there. It'll be loud. It's going to be hard for them to hear. We're going to have to take advantages of things that are very, very little details and very minute details, whether it's, throwing them off and drawing a false start, whatever it is that we can do, we're going to have to get tricky and we're going to have to be smart about it, because you guys know how to play football. It's not something that the Dallas Cowboys suffer on the road. You guys are equal. I think you guys are equally strong on the road and at home. And we're going to see that, and it's going to be a huge test for the Chiefs this week.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think that a lot of Cowboys fans don't understand it until they actually experience it on Sunday. Playing in Kansas City is different. I was at the game in Tampa, and it was a nice little scene, and you have great
nice little scene.
It was a nice little scene. Beautiful weather. It was cool in Tampa.
Breezy. You're on vacation.
All sorts of stuff. But it's not playing in Kansas City. I was there when the Chiefs fans broke the record. I was there when you guys went to won the AFC Championship game, beating Tennessee. So I know how that place can really get. It could change the course of a game. And I kind of just want to explain it like this, Cowboys fan. You play Madden 2021. I'm not sure. Yeah, you play Madden? No,
but I've seen plenty of Madden games being played. It's okay.
So this year on Madden, they have the momentum meter, right? So if big plays happen, the momentum, and your lines get squiggly, all those sorts of stuff, right? And that's how it is when you play in Kansas City. And once Pat Mahomes is able to scramble outside that pocket, throw across his body to Tyreek Hill for a 50-yard touchdown bomb, that play shifts that momentum, and then all of a sudden here comes Chris Jones, here comes the honey, the momentum changes in that stadium. So I feel from the Cowboys standpoint, we have to control that. We have to limit the big Mahomes magic moment to keep the stadium deflated and keep the team out of the game, because once that's able to happen, it can be a long day. And the difference is between the Chiefs and other teams that we played, it's not over until it's over. Last week we were playing the Falcons, all right, we're up 24-3, it's okay, take your foot off the pedal, rest up a little bit. You cannot do that with the Chiefs, but vice versa, you can't do that with the Cowboys either, because we do have the offensive weaponry to strike back at any given moment. So I think that's what's going to add to the value of this game and really make it fun. For me personally, my keys to victory, like I said, contain Mahomes, limit the big plays. You got to make sure that you do not let Travis Kelce get into momentum. I know a lot of people were saying, okay, you can just play a cover 2 and let the Chiefs stay in front of you and No, it doesn't work that way. It's not as easy as it sounds, because teams have tried that before. Travis Kelce is great at yak. He can do a lot of different things.
And so is Blake Bell. We saw Belldozer last week.
Well,
you guys know Blake Bell.
Exactly. Yeah, he was on our team last year. And also, like I said, I watched Blake Bell when he was in high school at Bishop Carroll in Wichita. So you know him because his family, Sherry, and then his brother Brock, we're all best friends, because I was on the Drinkin' Bros podcast series for a long time, and he had seen me on there, and I'm walking to my seats one day with my dad. It's the Packers game in 2019, and he was like, hey, and I'm turn around, I'm why is Blake Bell in the stand? Oh shit, that's his twin, Brock. Right. Hi. Yep. And so we became part of the honorary family, the Bell family. Okay. And when they went down to Dallas, it's I felt so sad, because our season tickets were empty. They're not there anymore. Right. It was oh man. But they are such a great family. Obviously, if you've seen at Bishop Carroll, I just love the fact that there's generations, you know, and it's I want to see generations throughout the NFL, and we're starting to see that a little bit, but to see Blake out there, he's doing his thing. He's a great tight end. Blake is very blue collar. He just does his job.
Yes.
And honestly, I would have kept him in Dallas, because I know last year when Dak was out, I kept telling people, I was why not, at least in the red zone, put Blake Bell at quarterback? What are you talking about? I'm no, he played quarterback in high school, and he played quarterback on his OU.
Yeah.
So
and we saw it last week. I'm look at that.
Exactly.
Baby Mahomes out there.
Creativity. And I think that's
so it's Mahomes, and it's Mahomes and Bell. Since I answered your question, it's not. It's Mahomes and Prescott.
There you go. There you go. There's the other quarterback, right? But also, you mentioned the creativity of your offense and Eric Bieniemy, and I feel the creativity in our offense with Kellen Moore is definitely going to be fun to watch. Now,
Kellen Moore is so fun.
Now, I've been telling Kellen Moore this, though. This is my warning for Kellen Moore. Don't try to get too cute based off who you're facing, right? Because I know it's all right, well, you hit us with one of those, let me hit you with one of, let's reel it in a little bit. But, for me personally, I want to see the Cowboys come out and have the same mentality that they had versus the Falcons, right?
Okay.
We go for it a lot on fourth down. have that same confidence on Sunday. Don't start reeling back because now you're playing Kansas City or you're on the road. Like, no, keep that same energy. And I feel like it's going to be a tough matchup. Now, I know you say you really don't do predictions. You got 100, Chiefs by 100.
I'll do a prediction.
There we go. We got a prediction. So let's go. Let's hear it. What is your prediction for Sunday's matchup?
Chiefs 38, Dallas 17. 17-38. I'm always going to go back to that number too. Even if it's like the most Kansas City thing, I still think the Chiefs are going to win. I think that Dallas is going to put up a fight. I think it'll come down a lot to special teams.
That's not no fight. 38-17?
38-17, yeah. It'll be a fight. It'll be like that. It'll be neck and neck until the fourth quarter. You know how the Chiefs are. We like to give everyone a hard. And then we're just laughing at you at that point. And it's not our fault. It's just we're going to get cute at the end, but we're going to wait.
All right, so that's what she got. She got 38-17 in a close battle. Chiefs and Cowboys putting up a fight, 38-17. I hope it's not 38-17 because I might be leaving some people at the stadium this time.
Meet me in Temecula. Let's fight.
Yeah, I'm out, man. Tuck left in the third quarter. He's been gone. Nah, I'm not. Salute to my guy. Good luck, Chuck. I'm about to go on his podcast here in a second. But I don't leave when my team is losing like he did you guys, right? So
that was rough. Like he got some fandom of it, but right. I have a question. If you could ask him for me, when the Chiefs came over to his house, why were there no lights on? It was like there was no lights on. It was just like it looked like Blair Witch Project on the inside. I was like, where is this?
Maybe he didn't pay his light bill to go to the game, and then
that's just depressing. Then, damn it.
Right. I'll definitely have to ask him.
I feel like it was caught off guard. I'm like, somebody should have turned some lights on.
Right, get the spotlights, get the lamp lights.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Right. The Chiefs are in your house, man. Like
come on.
Open a window or something.
You got like 14 types of lighting right behind you, so it's like, let's go here.
Right. So my prediction currently as it stands, I have the Cowboys 28-27. I like that. I feel like it's going to come down to the last drive, and I feel like Dak Prescott's going to have it now. Our kicker, Greg Zuerlein, he's a little skeptical, but I feel like it's going to be close. But I headline with this. If I get out there at the stadium, GAT, and y'all Chiefs fans start trolling and beating your chest like King Kong, the last 3 times this has happened to me in Cowboys games, I go on my pregame show and say, you know what? I want a 40 burger. Go ahead. I call Dak. I call Zeke. I call Coop. Go ahead and hang 40 on them, sweep the leg, and they do it. They answer the call every time. So it's going to be on Chiefs Fans Sunday to not rile me up and just play it cool, and we can have a close game. Or if not, I'll call my boys. We're going to hang up 40, and we're going to get back to celebrating that Arrowhead. Bunch of Cowboys fans. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of us. I feel like it's going to be a 60-40 split. I was at the airport last night, like at midnight, picking up some family, and there was a bunch of blue coming in. Oh, man. So it's going to be a fun
guys
game.
Travel better than a lot. I mean, Packers fans, not a huge fan of like them invading our town.
Right.
But Cowboys fans, they're always so happy because like half the time they're just wearing Aikman jerseys. And I'm like, do you guys know your current quarterback? Okay, you guys, they don't care. They don't care because you know what? It's the fact that you guys are a phenomenal fan base because you support your team through thick and thin. There's been reasons not to. There's been plenty of reasons to just walk away from it. And yet you guys have this beautiful shrine of Jerry World. You've got this beautiful history of a team. So we're just trying to catch up. You guys had, a lot of Super Bowl wins and victories, and we're just trying to get there too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because the Chiefs fans have been spoiled. They got a Super Bowl in Miami, Super Bowl in Tampa.
First of all, no. New Chiefs fans have been spoiled. I've been tortured.
Oh, well, yeah, you've been tortured. Yeah. Because like I said, when I was at the Chiefs game, the AFC Championship game, I was sitting next to a guy. He was probably like 6'5", 315 pounds, like a big, huge guy.
You got your bodyguard with you.
It was cold as hell. No, he's a Chiefs fan though. It's cold as hell. And as soon as the Chiefs won, he just grabbed me and hugged me and cried. And it was like 50 years.
Oh my God.
My father's not around to see it. Like he's like crying crocodile tears.
Holy
and the first
shit.
thing that goes in my head, this cannot be my son. Like this cannot be my kids. And finally the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl and I'm gone 30 years
You're
from
like,
now.
this can't be it.
This is for my dad. Dad is for like, no. I need my stuff now. I need my confetti now. So Dak, Zeke, Jerry Jones, everybody, get it done. But hopefully, we'll meet you guys again in LA. So, hey, I appreciate you for coming on. Once again, let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, on Twitter, I'm at CaseyGat. That's everywhere. And I look forward to interacting with all the Cowboys fans because I know you guys are a passionate bunch. So bring it on. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely give her a follow. Like I said, she's definitely a fun follow. And she can take it, unlike Darren. Like, Darren, Darren's
I'm not going to cry about
Darren's been texting me, hey, man, these Cowboys fans, they better recognize who I'm like, hey,
oh,
man.
It's too late. I've been egging them on like in real life for years. So, I mean, that was my favorite thing to do in college. I'd run into all these people at K-State. They'd be from Texas. And I'm like, name 3 players on the Cowboys. And then you can talk shit to me. And then they couldn't. Then you meet the passion and then they make up for it. So I've even connected with Raiders fans and been like, holy crap, you guys are good people. So we can all find common things. Because, I was going to say, what are we not? We're not Detroit. That's exciting. Right.
Right, exactly. Yeah, be thankful. We are not the Lions. So,
every Thanksgiving, I watch them on Thanksgiving. I'm like, thank God that's not my team.
I know. I hate that the Lions are on Thanksgiving. It's like a wasted game. It's like
it really is. They're doing all this like NFT stuff and they're trying to do all these gimmicks. I'm like, you're still the Lions.
Right. Like, oh yeah, the Lions are up. Happy Thanksgiving. Like, all right, get this over with. Get to the real game. But for everyone who's seeing me for the first time, of course, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, Cowboys Fans Only. I appreciate all the support. Follow me on Twitter. Instagram, TikTok. Salute to Cowboys TikTok, man. I love y'all, man. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm on astrology TikTok, so I'm like on a different one.
I'm slowly trying to migrate to TikTok, and Cowboys Nation's been rocking with me heavy. Like I just figured out how to reply like yesterday. Like, oh, that's how you do it. Because I was like inbox, and it doesn't make sense. So
it's one step at a time.
One step at a time, right? I'm gonna get TikTok down, and then I'm gonna get Cash App. I'm gonna evolve. So Twitter JTuck151, Instagram JTuck151. TikTok JTuck151, and of course CowboysFansOnly.com. GAT, I appreciate you for coming on. Are you gonna be at the game Sunday?
I will not, but I'm thinking of you freezing and wish you the best of luck.
It's gonna be a little
chilly, too cold for me. I'm good.
Like there's been a lot of Kansas City games that I've been to that's kind of prepared me for. So I got hand warmers, I got all that, I got all that stuff. So Cowboys Nation,
you're set.
Get your hand warmers, got your hoodies, all that stuff because you're definitely gonna need it. I got a friend coming in from the UK, and he's actually in town, Cowboys fan. He's gonna wear a kilt. And I guess,
all right,
but I guess with their history, they don't wear anything.
You don't wear underwear. No,
I was like, hey, good luck with that, man. Good.
Wearing a kilt just lets everyone know that you're not rocking underwear, and that's just too uncomfortable for me. So I'm good.
Cold, man.
I'll
pass,
absolutely
man.
not.
I'll pass.
Best of luck to him, though.
Yeah, best of luck. Best of luck. I think he's gonna change his tune probably about halftime. So
just wear some leggings too.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, some joggers under. Yeah. Well, hey guys, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, Sunday is gonna be a fun matchup. I cannot wait, and it's gonna be a fun time. It's not a rivalry. It's more like a it's just a friendship, like a sibling rivalry,
Yeah,
our cousins are coming in town for the holidays. Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a fun one. But hey, I want everybody to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Peace.